Good day everyone. In this video, we will gonna tackle about the chapter 4, which is the biomes and biodiversity. Let us dive into the introduction of this topic. The first one is biodiversity refers to the variety of all living things, including plants, animals, microorganisms, and ecosystems. This means that the variety of all life forms, like the plants, animals, and microorganisms, and the ecosystems they live in. It supports life by providing food, medicine, and clear air. One is the air is vital to life and is a global concern in the fourth industrial revolution, which is the 4.0 era. In today's modern age, biodiversity loss has become a global issue. As we advance in technology, we must also protect our environment. The next one is the Philippines is rich in biodiversity, especially in forests like Mount Pico del Oro and Mount Talamitan in Batangas. We all know that the Philippines is one of the richest countries in biodiversity. We have many unique species found only in our islands. These mountains in Batangas are rich in flora and fauna, showing how diversity and valuable these ecosystems are. These areas host many and undiscovered species of flora. To conclude this one, however, biodiversity is threatened by human activities such as illegal mining and logging. Sustainable biodiversity is needed to support life and meet UNESCO's development goals. Human activities like illegal logging and mining destroy habitats and put species at risk. This harms both nature and people. So, regardless with the sustainable biodiversity, in order to have a sustainable biodiversity, we must use resources wisely so the future generation can also benefit from us and the nature.
Ecological succession. Kapag sinabi nating succession, ito yung pagkasunod-sunod ng ecological. So, batay dyan, ang definition of ecological succession is it is a process of change in species structure of an ecological community over time. So, ibig sabihin, it is a process of change sa mga species or organisms in one community sa pagdaan ng panahon. Unti-unti silang napapalitan o nadadagdagan ng iba't ibang uri ng plants or animal. There are 4 types of biodiversity, which are the primary succession, secondary succession, autotrophic succession, and heterotrophic succession. Sa primary, it occurs in lifeless areas. So, ibig sabihin, na-occur lang siya sa mga areas na parang walang buhay. Secondary succession naman is na-occur siya sa mga areas where life existed but was destroyed. Kumbaga, nabuhay lang yung areas na yun, but dati siyang nasira. The autotrophic succession naman, it starts in inorganic environments, energy flow increases. So dito, parang yung energy flow is tumataas. And sa heterotrophic naman is parang dominated by microorganisms.
So let us proceed to the types of ecological system. So before proceeding to the types of ecological system, let me define first what is an ecosystem. So makikita natin sa screen. So ang ibig sabihin yan is that an ecosystem is a type of a community of the organisms. These organisms includes animals, plants, and many more, which is they interact with each other. So, yung mga organism na yan, they interact with their environment. So, let's proceed to the two types of the ecological system. The first one is the natural ecosystem. Ibig sabihin, sa word na natural, it means na natural siya na nabuo. Examples na lang is yung mga kagubatan, lakes, yung mga damuhan, and coral reefs, and many more. Kumbaga dito, hindi siya gawa ng tao, kusa itong nabubuo sa nature. The next type of ecological system is the artificial ecosystem. Dito naman, gawa siya ng tao. Kung sa natural ecosystem is natural na nabuo, dito is nabuo siya by human. Ginawa ito siya ng mga human. So examples na lang is yung aquarium, terrarium. I guess lahat naman tayo familiar with the aquarium and terrarium, and mga orchids, and many more. Kagaya nga ng sinabi ko, para mas madali natin siyang maintindihan, ang artificial ecosystem is made by human. So, yung organisms dito, or the ecosystems, this ecosystem is made by human.
The local examples in our country, the pine trees found in Baguio, the tarsiers found in Bohol, and the forests found in Sibuyan Island.
Let us proceed with the biomes and terrestrial biomes. So, in the definition of biomes, we can say that biomes are large areas on Earth with similar climate, plants, and animals. So, ibig sabihin yung biomes daw is a large area that can be found on Earth with similar climate. So, pare-pareho daw yung climate nila, plants, and the animals. Organism in each biome adapt to survive in their environment. So, yung mga organism daw is nakikipag-adapt sa kanilang sariling environment para mabuhay. So, in living in a environment, there is a competition between the organisms. Next one is biomes can be affected by nature and human activities, of course, no? Kasi nagkakaroon tayo ng issues regarding with biomes kapag ang tao is gumagawa ng illegal or nakakasira sa ating environment. So, para mas mapanatili natin na ang biomes natin it cannot be affected as
The terrestrial biomes. First is the rainforest. Sa rainforest, it is hot, rainy, many species like Mount Apo. Next is savanna. Dito sa savanna is very madamo and konti lang yung puno. Tapos kadalasan ay dry season. And the desert is very dry maraming cactus and animals like camels. Next is chaparral, rainy winter, dry summer, example in California. The next one is taiga, long, cold winters. Maraming pine and conifer trees. Usually, natatagpuan siya sa Canada, Eurasia. The animals that can be found are birds, mammals, reptiles. The next is tundra, frozen soil, short summer. Usually, ang tundra is found in Alaska and North Asia. So, yung mga animals that can be found are insects and small mammals. The next is the temperate forest. In temperate forests, the weather is rainy and cold winters. You can find deciduous trees and usually natatagpuan siya in Australia and New Zealand. The next one is grassland. From the word grassland, dito is very madamo and very long dry season. Example na lang is sa Africa. Sa Africa is very mahaba yung dry season nila, so usually mainit dun. Next one is types of biodiversity. So there are 3 types of biodiversity, which are the genetic diversity, species diversity, and ecological diversity. When you say genetic diversity, it is a variation of genes within species, differences among populations or individuals. It explains why individuals of the same species, like dogs or humans, look or behave differently. It also includes differences between population of the same species, like human, in different parts of the world. Kumbaga, this is the variety of genes within a species. The next one is the species diversity. This is the variety of different species in an area or ecosystem. Ibig sabihin, having many kinds of living things like birds, insects, plants, and mammals all living together. For example, a rainforest has high species diversity kasi it has thousands of different species. The last one is the ecological diversity. This refers to the variety of ecosystems and natural environments. So dito, it includes things like different food chains and how materials like water and nutrients are recycled in nature. For example na lang is deserts, forests, and oceans are all different ecosystem. Sa madaling salita, biodiversity is not just about animals. It is about the differences within a species, specifically genetic, differences between species, and difference in ecosystems and how they work together. The Philippine biodiversity has a flora and fauna. When you say flora, it refers to all the plants found in particular area or environment. When you say fauna naman, it refers to all the animals found in a particular region or environment. Kumbaga, the flora and fauna means the plants and animals of a place. Basically, all living things except humans. So sa flora, there are 13,500 species, 5% of world's flora, 25 endemic genera, 1,011 firm species, 506 mosses, 700 fungi, and 790 species. In fauna, there are 1,084 terrestrial vertebrates, 45% endemic, 179 mammals, 588 birds, 252 reptiles, 96 amphibians, And lastly, that there are 20,000 plus insect species, particularly 2,782 mollusks. The next is methods of measuring biodiversity. So, ang content niya is biodiversity. So, na-topic naman natin yung biodiversity. The next is the richness. Richness is the number of species of or groups of genetically related individuals. So, ang richness daw is yung number ng groups that are genetically related sa individuals. The next one is the evenness. Kung sa richness is the number of species, dito naman is proportions of species. Types of diversity includes alpha diversity, beta diversity, and gamma diversity. In alpha, it is the number of species in a single community. Parang the same lang din sa richness. Next one is the beta diversity. Ito yung pagbabago ng degree in a species. And yung gamma diversity naman, it is the rate of encountering new species across different habitats. In this picture, we can see the statistics of biographic zone of different areas, and it indicates the total area of one place, their low diversity quality, the medium biodiversity quality, and high biodiversity quality of a specific area. Threats to biodiversity. When you say threats, ito yung mga banta sa ating biodiversity. So, nakalagay dyan yung biodiversity loss. So, kapag lumalala na yung threats sa biodiversity natin, nagkakaroon tayo ng biodiversity loss. Ang biodiversity loss is nangyayari siya dahil sa kagagawan ng tayong tao. So, if ever man nakagawa tayo ng something na ikakasira ng ating biodiversity, nagkakaroon tayo ng biodiversity loss. So, ito yung main causes ng biodiversity loss. First is the climate change. And alam naman siguro natin lahat what is climate change, di ba? Yung pagpapalit-palit ng ating klima. So, currently, nararanasan natin yun. Like, for example, ang lakas-lakas ng ulan ngayon, tapos pagka mamaya naman is biglang araw. And, minsan, yung ganong weather is nagkaka-cause na siya ng sakit para sa mga tao. The next one is deforestation. So, ito na yung pagpuputol natin ng kahoy sa forest. So, minsan, because of this illegal logging or pagpuputol ng mga kahoy, nakukulangan tayo sa protection para sa mga possible floods and landslide. Because trees protects us from floods and mga landslides na nangyayari. So, kapag pinuputol natin yun, may malaking chance na babahaan yung isang area. Mining and quarrying. So, sa pagmimina kasi, ayan na, nangyayari yung pagkaubos ng ating minerals. And sa quarrying naman is nadidestroy yung mga bato and yung mga land sa aquatic ecosystems. So, kapag laging kinukuhanan ng sand yung isang lugar na yun, is maaari siyang maging unsafe para sa mga tao, plants, and animals. The next one is overexploitation. So, dito na nakabilong yung overhunting, overfishing, and overharvesting. Okay, kapag gumagawa tayo or kumukuha tayo ng mga isda or naghahunt ng mga hayop, or nag-harvest, need din natin magtira. Kumbaga, kapag nag-harvest tayo, kumuha ng isda or nag-hunt, dapat magtira tayo. So, dapat isipin natin yung future generation para in the future naman is magkaroon din sila ng supply.